All cats old enough to catch their own prey gather here beneath the podcast for a clan meeting. Welcome to Paws and Clause, a podcast where we read the Warrior Cats books in chronological order. I'm Scout, joined by my co-host and packing machine, Jill, and today we will be discussing A Vision of Shadows, Book 5, River of Fire, and the novella Tawnypelt's Clan. Jill, my friend.
Beep boop. I am a packing machine.
They've been overtaken by the spirit.
The spirit has overtaken me. Yeah. Currently packing up the apartment, getting ready to move.
I'm very excited for you, but also I am very sorry that you have to be packing.
Yeah. I'm just looking right now at my stack of Warrior Cats books like, oh, fuck, I gotta move all of these.
Oh, God.
I'm like, there's so many of them.
So many of them is the thing.
And I gotta move them all?
You're telling me
Damn.
You tell me I gotta move.
You telling me I gotta move
all of these books? This is the things they don't warn you about when you do a podcast.
Well, and this is the things they don't warn you about getting into reading and literature is you're just gonna have books that you're gonna need to move.
And sometimes the thing is the books are good, and so it's fun.
And you want to read them again. Yeah, exactly.
But then the curse happens.
Then the books are heavy. Yeah, then the curse occurs. The moving happens and you've got to take a bunch of books out of one place and put them in another. Mm-hmm. When you've been steadily building up a manga collection over the past 4 years.
That just keeps growing and growing.
And you're now like, oh God, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do with all of this?
How am I going to do this? It'll get done, but you know, it's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books. At least with books. Now, I know you also have a lot of figures, so this won't apply to that. But at least with books, they are relatively standardized sizes that you can put in a box.
Yes. Well, so the nice thing is I've got these big old black and yellow Tupperwares or Rubbermaids in the back there. Nendoroid boxes, thankfully, are mostly standardized and therefore fit very well into those Rubbermaid boxes.
Oh.
There are a couple that have like odd shaped boxes, like bigger boxes. Mm-hmm. Like my Legend of Zelda ones, because they have their horses, and the Toothless one because he's a dragon and
toothless.
Is shaped different than person. Mm-hmm. And then I think at least one of the Yuri on Ice ones is a different size. But anyway.
On account of them legs being so long for skating?
No, on account of him having so many accessories.
Oh. That makes more sense.
But yeah, most of the figures have fit pretty nicely into those big boxes. I've just got the ones that no longer have their own, like, the packaging that they came in, because some of them I bought secondhand, and some of them I was like, I don't need the packaging for this, because, you know, I could just wrap this one up, and then I'm like, oh, frick.
That would be the trap that I would fall into. If I was a figure collector, I would be like, I don't need all of these. What am I doing with these fucking boxes around? And then the time would come to move them, and I would go, oh, shit.
Well, so that's the thing is, like, I'm keeping the boxes for, like, the expensive ones. The expensive ones I've kept the boxes for.
That makes sense.
And I will continue to keep the boxes for.
Yeah. Because a lot of
once we move, like, my noodle stopper boxes, I have all of them right now, but, like, once we move, I'm getting rid of those, because I don't need boxes for all the noodle stoppers. And I fit, like, 2 noodle stoppers in one box, because they put so much extra, like, padding in there when they ship them, so... should be good. But yeah, there is a lot of figures. Luckily, they're almost all packed.
Sorry, I was quickly Googling noodle stopper because I wasn't familiar with that.
Oh!
And one of the ones that comes up is the most fucking haunted looking Karapika in a suit doing this pose. Doing like a...
Wait, you've got to send me the link.
Had to do it to him pose.
Noodle stoppers, because they go really well on bookshelves. And they just kind of lean their legs over the bookshelves.
He's haunted. I know exactly what
this is. Oh my God.
The thing is, this is referring to a very specific shot in the anime, which makes it even funnier to me.
This is perfect. Wow. Incredible.
Anyways.
Crunchyroll logged me out. Otherwise, I was going to add him to my, like, notify me when he's in stock list.
Crunchyroll said we're doing you a favor.
Yeah. No, you can like look at a bunch of Noodle Stopper figures. They're wonderful and they sit really well on bookshelves and stuff. And like some of them, as far as like figures go, they're actually like a pretty good price for like the quality that they are.
That's nice. Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Why is Krollo like also given the wide leg sit?
Oh, all the boys in Hunter x Hunter are simply sitting wide.
Well, no, not Leorio. He's being a proper man.
Ah, Leorio.
All the other boys though are all sitting wide.
How can they have a Pariston Hill? How do they have Pariston Hill? They made a figure of Pariston Hill? You don't even know who that is yet.
I was gonna say I have no idea who this is.
That's the fun. Who is buying this? Sorry. I'm closing this tab. We're doing a podcast about warrior cats. Thank you for everybody for coming to the anime figure corner briefly.
Yeah, sorry. It's just been what's going on right now. Ooh, that's a really cool Gojo. Sorry, I'm done looking.
How is the prey running? I gotta get us back on track.
Oh, the prey is running all right. I've been, today we had, I don't want to say struggle meal, but I had therapy today. Mm-hmm. So it was, what is a meal I can make that has like zero effort? Mm-hmm. So we had some pasta sauce and we had some frozen meatballs and we had some pasta and just kind of had a nice simple pasta and...
Saucy pasta.
Yeah, saucy pasta and some meatball and some garlic bread.
I was supposed to make dinner last night, but it was too hot for me to walk to the grocery store and I did not have any of the ingredients that I needed. So last night it was a pizza night, which we love a pizza night.
Oh, yeah, we love a pizza night.
And I am going to be making what I was going to make yesterday tomorrow instead.
Nice.
Which is just like
what are you gonna make?
It's like like an herby spinach stew thing that you put eggs in and like you kind of poach the eggs in it.
Okay.
And I might find some kind of bread, like toast to have with it too. I haven't decided with it.
Ooh, yeah.
Toast with it.
Toast with it.
But yeah, I'm excited to make that. Sorry, toast with it really got me. Outside of food, though, we have a little bit of Erin news for the prey running segment.
Yeah, we were alerted to this morning by our lovely Discord folks.
Hot off of the presses for us right now. This will be in a few weeks for all you
old
listeners.
News by the time you're listening to this. But yeah, we have a new Erin.
Yeah, a new Mr. Erin.
I know. According to sources, the upcoming Super Edition has added a new author to the series. His name is Conrad Mason, and that's pretty much all we know, but that's pretty cool.
It's all we know so far, but I'm really interested. I'm always excited to hear that we're getting, a new author. I know that I think all three of like the major Erins that started the gang have all retired at this point. And we know that Clarissa Hutton has been taking over a lot of stuff. But I haven't heard that much about, who's going to be supporting Clarissa Hutton for, the foreseeable future on stuff. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to know there's some new blood. Really interested now. Excited when we get the chance to read that Super Edition. Excited to see what it's about.
Excited to see his like style.
Yeah, feel what his voice is. Yeah. Really exciting. Very, very hyped. And then I got a couple covers.
Yeah.
The Simplified Chinese cover this week was my favorite that I found, which is like a very cool, dynamic shot of Twigpaw saving I think this is Twigpaw saving the River Clan apprentice during the fire, which is very cool.
She's just very interesting positioning.
Yeah, she's like hanging from a tree and holding the apprentice by the sides of the head, which does not seem safe. But it was fun to see. I always like the Simplified Chinese or like either versions of the Chinese covers tend to go really dynamic and interesting with their covers
and pick like a very action oriented scene.
Yeah,
which is very nice.
It's always fun. I love to see that stuff. So I liked that. And as I've mentioned previously, We are getting a little bit more down to the wire, not as many national releases for these books as we go further, not as many international covers. So I thought, you know what I never talk about? I always talk about good covers. What I don't talk about are the very bad covers that do exist for Warrior Cats. So I've been, maybe selling a bill of false goods about like, oh, the international covers for Warrior Cats are all so good. No, there's some real stinkers out there, guys. And
there's some real bad ones, guys. We just don't talk about them.
We just don't talk about them. And so I have brought one today as an example.
Even the small image is making me cringe.
The Russian covers, which is very interesting considering a lot of times we've spoken about Russian interior illustration woodcuts or woodcut style illustrations that we really, really like. But the covers for the Russian books
leave something to be desired.
This is some of the worst photo bashing that I think I've ever seen. I've made it very big.
It's really a travesty, honestly.
Look at the cats running away from the fire in the background.
Yeah. So bad.
It is genuinely 4 JPEGs of cats.
5. Well, I guess counting the 2 cats together. Is that one carrying a kitten in its mouth?
Yes, which I think is also photoshopped in. The cat originally in the image wasn't carrying a kitten, I'm pretty sure. Also, it hardly looks like a kitten. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. But I don't think that.
And it's so interesting, too. The cat in the moon looks like a drawn...
This is what I was going to say.
Painterly style of a cat. And then the other cats on the cover are like stock image. Like you look up orange tabby.
And that's what you get.
Profile. And that's what you get. Like it's an actual cat.
It's literally just JPEGs. I'm so curious about whether this is not, I cannot raise this as an actual accusation because I have no idea, but it looks to me like this could be a piece of fan art that they pulled from like Google and decided to put in for this like yellow fang in the moon.
Yeah.
Because it's so incongruous with the rest of the way that it's all put together.
Yeah.
And it actually has
and
like
the moon's
on
fire
stuff, yeah, which is like the vision that Twigpaw has. Anyways, it's so...
here's one thing though. We got to give it to them. They're not using AI very clearly.
Truly, I thank God for that.
It may be a pain to look at. It may be painful to see, painful to look at, but at least somebody did this with their own brain and their own hands.
At least somebody is doing something, yeah. The way that it's like they make the fake old-timey book cover to go to border it is, I think, my least favorite part. It's arguably the best looking part, but I don't like it.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice for a series about cats.
It feels like they're going for medieval. It feels like something.
Yeah, it feels like something for like a medieval book series, like a Tamora Pierce or something.
Yes, man.
And it's like, no, this is about cats.
What if they put the cats in armor,
dude?
We have seen some fan art. I think they're going
to do it one day.
I would love it.
They're going to do it one of these days. They're going to tear bark off of the trees and they're going to start putting it on their bodies
they could
somehow.
Fucking do it. They could lash bark to their bodies with vines.
Yeah.
They could do it.
They're going to do it one of these days.
But that's what I've got. Thank you all for coming on the journey to see a bad cover with me this week. Just to spice it up a little bit. We get a little bit of spice in here.
Yeah. We got to talk about the bad stuff sometimes. We talk about bad stuff a lot. We just don't talk about the bad covers.
Yeah. But that's what I got. You got anything else, or should I move into the summary?
I don't believe I have anything else. No.
All right, time for me to paint us a word picture. There's a lot. We got a lot to cover today because we got a whole book and a whole novella. So strap in, everybody. In River of Fire, we pick up with Finpaw and Twigpaw's arrival to ThunderClan. But Twigpaw's return does not herald as warm a welcome as she'd hoped. She is yet again assigned a probationary apprenticeship with yet another new mentor. This time, she trains under Sparrowheart, who is not particularly pleased. Her insistence on taking Twigpaw through basic training for a third time puts the two at odds and leaves the aggrieved apprentice frustrated and discouraged. But she remains certain in her choice. ThunderClan is her home. StarClan isn't doing too hot right now, actually. A stomach flu is desolating their ranks, with cats succumbing left and right and not enough water mint to treat everyone. Alderheart learns that it's spreading elsewhere, too. There are cases in Wind Clan and even River Clan, regardless of Misty Star's continued insistence on isolation. Despite what feels like every member of ThunderClan coming down with the illness throughout the course of the book, there is hope they'll make it through without casualties. But alas, tragedy strikes. Briarlight catches it from Jayfeather, and her body doesn't have the strength to fight it. She dies shortly thereafter, the clan mourning her loss deeply. SkyClan, at least, has been spared infection, but they've had their own problems to worry about. The former ShadowClan cat's loyalty remains divided. Constant minor disagreements with Leafstar's leadership highlights the culture clash. Things nearly spiral out of control when Sleekwhisker and Yarrowleaf, former Darktail supporters, appear seeking shelter. They are initially turned away, against their former clanmates' wishes. But a compromise is reached with negotiation help from Tree. He's still hanging around, though he's having trouble fitting into any of the clan's traditional roles. It seems that the trust SkyClan put in Sleekwhisker was misplaced, however. A few weeks later, she carries out a bizarre and complex kidnapping mission to get revenge on Rowanclaw, onto whom she pushes the blame for every bad thing that's ever happened to her. The abdicated leader leads a successful rescue, but sacrifices himself in the process. In the middle of all this, lightning storms cause trouble, starting fires around the lake. One of these strikes the River Clan camp directly, sending cats from all the other clans rushing to aid them. This act of selflessness from her former allies finally alleviates Misty Star's fears, and at the next gathering she announces an end to her clan's seclusion. This isn't taken so well by some of the other leaders, but flexing his de-escalation skills once again, Tree eases tensions. This prompts Leafstar to propose a new clan position that utilizes his unique talents, Mediator, to aid in the settling of disputes. The other leaders approve on a provisional basis, which pleases Tree's supporters, the most vocal of which is Violetshine, who just can't seem to get the strange Tom off her mind lately. Now, for real, we mean it this time, Twigpaw is graduating from apprenticeship. She and Finpaw earn their ThunderClan warrior names together, becoming Twigbranch and Finleap. But they hardly have a moment to celebrate before cats barge into camp bringing shocking news. The return and apparent death of ShadowClan's missing deputy, Tigerheart. We get filled in on the broad strokes of Tigerheart's shadow, while StarClan carries out the miraculous resurrection just off screen. And a newly named Tigerstar emerges to announce both his and ShadowClan's rebirth. The clans are 5 once again, but more trouble might be yet to come. In Tawnypelt's clan, we follow Tawnypelt as she struggles to adjust to the overwhelming number of changes around her. ShadowClan is back, but it's not the same ShadowClan she grew up in. She can't seem to find her Paws as her son's deputy, and to top it all off, she doesn't even get along with his wife. She's also worried about her grandson Shadowkid, who is displaying a powerful but volatile connection to StarClan. He receives visions so strong they send him into seizures. One such vision warns him of danger that will befall cats in a place unfamiliar to him, a cave beneath a waterfall. Tawnypelt immediately recognizes this as the Tribe of Rushing Water's home. Both she and Dovewing petition Tigerstar to let them take Shadowkit there, to warn them of the danger and consult them on the kit's condition. Faced with reluctance from Tigerstar, Tawnypelt makes the rash decision to try and abscond with Shadowkit in the night. She is caught, leading to an argument where she is surprised to find Dovewing taking her side. the unlikely in-law duo set out together with Shadowkit and make their way to the mountains. The journey is difficult, but through it, Tawnypelt and Dovewing grow closer, coming to better understand one another. They are welcomed upon their arrival, catching up with their old friends and acquaintances, introducing them to Shadowkit and his powers. Overnight, the Kit wakes and declares his vision is on the verge of coming true. Under his guidance, the whole of the tribe works together to stop a tree from being swept down the waterfall and into the cave, preventing devastating casualties. Their mission is fulfilled, but before they leave, Stoneteller takes Shadowkit to consult with the tribe of Endless Hunting on techniques to lessen the negative effects of his visions. Tawnypelt, meanwhile, processes some of her lingering grief around Rowanclaw's death. When the trio returns to the lake, Tawnypelt apologizes to Tigerstar for her insubordination and resigns as his deputy. She represents ShadowClan's past, and she's proud of that. But from now on, she wants to see her clan move into the future.
Oh, man. All right. So, overall thoughts.
I enjoyed reading River of Fire. I didn't enjoy summarizing River of Fire. This book was a nightmare to summarize because of the way that it flip-flopped all over the ding-dang place.
Yeah. I think there were some really good character moments in this book.
Yeah, I think it's the weakest we've had in the arc since Apprentice's Quest, and I think I enjoyed reading it more than Apprentice's Quest. I don't know that it's a better written book than Apprentice's Quest.
Yeah.
I think it
feels very, I mean, it's mid-tier Warriors book, honestly. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's just not it's not as good as it could have been.
It feels like it's trying to tie up a bunch of loose ends before we sort of conclude the arc.
Yeah.
But that leaves it feeling extremely scattered and kind of like there's too many little things happening. There was a whole subplot with some house cats that come to stay in ThunderClan that I didn't even end up putting in the summary because it has basically no plot significance. I actually really like those characters, but plot-wise, it doesn't really add anything to like the drive of the plot. And after reading Tigerheart's Shadow, it feels very strange the way that they sort of add in the sort of Tigerheart's Shadow-esque stuff here. It feels so like, oh my god, this is happening, and it's happening really fast.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's very, after seeing it, reading Tigerheart's Shadow first and seeing it from Tigerheart's perspective, then coming in here and seeing it from like Alderheart's perspective is very funny.
Yeah.
Because it really is Alderheart, like 3 cats from ShadowClan that we don't even have that much of a relationship with come in and tell Alderheart a bunch of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
He's like, oh wow, okay. We're like, yep, that happened.
It sure did happen.
Yeah, it felt very like there just seemed to be too many things going on.
Yeah. I think there was 1, maybe even 2 too many plot lines here, which is weird when I think what I sort of consider to be the main plot of the book, the stomach sickness in ThunderClan, like really doesn't end up coming to much of anything aside from having, you know, the one really devastating death with Briarlight. But it was all, a lot of it just felt like I don't know that this is driving anything in a lot of ways. Do you want to do...
I agree.
As far as notes for River of Fire, worth noting, Cherith Baldry. This is a Cherith Baldry book. I think the last 2 that Shattered Sky was also Cherith, but Darkest Night was Kate. So we had Kate, and now we have Cherith again.
Okay.
My first note for this book was Shadowstar, my friend Shadowstar. I continue to not be immune to the propaganda of getting cameos from the Dawn of the Clans cats. They're usually in the prologues.
Yeah, I do think she was a very interesting choice, but like clearly it's because Dawn of the Clans was
immediately
recent, and that is why.
Preceding this one, yeah.
But it was so funny to me when Blackstar's like, she's no Shadow Clan cat I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay.
Come on. We all know that's Shadowstar, our friend Shadowstar. Yeah, I think the funny thing is, I think if we had read it in publication order and we had just like wrapped up Dawn of the Clans before reading this arc, I don't think that it would hit as hard. I think because it's been so long and because we started with Dawn of the Clans, which overall I do feel is still probably one of the weaker, maybe the weakest, like overall arc. I really enjoyed a lot of stuff in there, but there was a lot of those books where I was like, this is not it.
Yeah.
And so I think putting it at the beginning was truly did it the biggest favor we could ever do it, as far as fond memories of that arc.
For sure.
In other news, I need Sparkpelt to rediscover having a personality trait that isn't like, I'm the dissenter, because I'm so annoyed with her right now.
Yeah, she's a lot in this book. Just, especially the way she treats Twigpaw.
It's
like,
so
you guys are pretty close in age. Don't act like this.
Yeah,
first of all. And then second of all, like, I don't even know. I just was so frustrated with the way she was like basically acting like this girl had not learned anything.
I know.
When she literally was about to be made a warrior both times that she left.
She passed her assessment 2 times already. This is like having to redo 12th grade, but you passed 12th grade twice.
Literally the nightmares that I have all the time.
It's miserable. It's so miserable for her. And Twigpaw is being such a trooper through all of this. Even when Sparkpelt is being extremely ungenerous to her. And, I even felt it was weird. The writing was weird about Finpaw here as well, because they started acting like Finpaw had never done anything in his life. And I'm like, Finpaw was also not that far from being a warrior. So he's not necessarily doing... Why do we have a whole scene where he's learning the Hunter's Crouch? He knows the Hunter's Crouch. Please.
Yeah.
He's not a new apprentice. But that did give us one of my favorite lines in the book, which was, hey, Lark Song, I killed the leaf.
So cute.
I love Finpaw.
He's so cute. I love him so much. What a little guy. I do have a my little minor complaint thing here. When they go to the border with River Clan and they get in the argument with the other cats, with the River Clan cats, we have no fewer than 3 cats with the suffix pelt in their name.
Pelt is rampant in the Suffolk community.
We got Spark Pelt. We've got Shimmer Pelt. We've got Haven Pelt.
Haven Pelt's not even good. Haven Pelt's not even a good one. Haven Pelt? What are you doing?
Yeah, what does it even mean?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of pelts. There's a lot of tails. There's a lot of furs. The pelts really, I think, get to me the most because I think it's the most boring one. Even fur, I think, is better than pelt in 80% of situations.
That was just a minor oh my god, can we please find some different last names?
Please. I had a minor thing around that same time in the book too, which is I feel like, and maybe this was I just misread it, but I feel like they once again got confused about ThunderClan having a border with RiverClan.
No, so that was the funny thing, is because last book, right, they said that they had a border with RiverClan. In this book, they explicitly state, but ThunderClan doesn't have a border with RiverClan.
Which is so funny, but I could have sworn that in the chapter before they said that we don't have a border with RiverClan, Alderheart said something about checking the border with RiverClan. And I was like, we can't be doing this again. And it might have just been me misreading it and thinking about our discussion from the previous book. But either way, it's annoying. Oh, Lord.
We get some Stormcloud action.
Yeah, one of my notes is I miss you, Stormcloud.
He's barely in there, but he's there.
He has a really nice line about convincing Bramblestar to take in these kitty pets, because he's like, ThunderClan has taken in kitty pets before, and look, now I'm here.
That was a wild decision from Bramblestar to be like, we don't take in kitty pets. I'm like,
Bramblestar, have you seen your house?
Your father-in-law.
Your father.
Like, famously, ThunderClan takes in kitty pets.
Famously. Almost. It's kind
Almost
of the
every
thing.
arc, they take in a kitty pet.
It's sort of the thing that everybody teases them about. You can't say they don't.
And you literally, like, as Stormcloud points out, you literally did that the last time there was a flood.
He
so, like,
did that. Bramblestar did that.
that was his decision. Yeah. What the hell?
Come on, Bramblestar. Come on, buddy.
Anyway.
I do have Genderqueer Tree. My Genderqueer Tree reading is the gift that keeps on giving, because we had a whole thing in this book about Tree explicitly saying, I don't think I'm really a medicine cat or a warrior. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. We are not fitting into boxes. You get it, Tree.
I love him so much. That's my boy right there.
I love him.
Also, him and Violet Shine spending more time together, and Violet Shine being like, ugh, why do I keep spending time with him? He's so annoying. But also, I really want him to stay around. And then there's a moment where Hawkwing talks to her and is like, he'd make a good father. She's like, I do not want to talk about this with you.
I know. It's really funny.
Ugh.
I'm of two minds with that stuff, because on the one hand, I really do like Violet Shine and Tree. I think they're a really cute couple. I think their dynamic is really nice, and I love seeing more of it. It's unfortunate that in this book, that's basically the only thing that Violet Shine is given any, like, chance to do.
Yeah.
She has basically nothing else to do in this book aside from be a camera and kind of moon after Tree a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just would have liked it mixed in with more sort of actual agency stuff for Violet Shine in this book. Because even the moments when she sort of says something, it's usually more that she says it to Hawkwing to get him to say it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Which, like, as a social anxiety girly, I get it. I understand quietly saying something to the person that you know can, like, say it in a louder voice and say it without, like, the fear of being ridiculed. But still, it feels like she wasn't really given anything to do here. My next note is, holy fuck, the return of Fuzzball.
Obsessed with him.
The return of our fucking king!
The moment that he starts, that Alderheart kind of pushes him off onto Jayfeather, easily my favorite scenes in the entire book is just Fuzzball and Jayfeather interacting.
They are the best thing in this book. Their dynamic
like,
is the best
Fuzzball
thing.
will be looking after all of your needs. Ask Fuzzball for anything. And he's like, what are you talking about? And there's a moment where Jayfeather, this is turning his head, Jayfeather glared at Alderheart almost as if he could see him. When I get better, I'm going to kill you. I love Jayfeather and his sassy bitch ass so much.
I would die for Jayfeather. I would die for Fuzzball. This is one of my favorite things Alderheart has ever done, is like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be just a little tiny bit petty, and I am going to make my mentor, who is always giving me shit, but is sick now, and so has to listen to me. I'm going to make him be friends with this little guy that won't shut up.
Yeah, because eventually when Jayfeather does start to feel better and Fuzzball is, Fuzzball and Velvet are like getting ready to leave, Fuzzball's like, oh my gosh, I brought this vole for you. Voles are your favorite, aren't they? Come on, you sit up and eat, and while you're eating, I'll make sure your nest is all fluffed up. And Jayfeather's like, I'm cured. Like, I'm good. I'm totally fine. I need to get back to my medicine cat duties. I can't talk anymore. Fuzzball's like, great, I can help you now. And he's like, I need you to stop.
I adore him so much. I know that it's the best thing for Fuzzball that he went home. But God, I would read like 7 books about Fuzzball and Jayfeather. That dynamic is everything to me. It's so funny. I'm not immune to grumpy character has to deal with yappy sunshine character all the time. I'm not a fucking immune. I'm not immune. It's good. And they even have a really genuinely sweet moment after Briarlight's death. Yeah. Where Fuzzball is comforting Jayfeather. God. Jayfeather's reaction to her death broke my heart. It broke me. It is
That's his best friend.
For a book that I didn't think was especially good, I sure fucking cried about Briarlight, man. I really was in my feelings about Briarlight's death, and specifically like the whole friendship between Jay Feather and Briarlight, and the fact that he infects her.
Yeah.
I'm simply passing away.
Yeah.
Haunting.
Man, just the way I just really am gonna miss, especially Briarlight and Jay Feather's interactions.
I'm gonna miss her so much.
I'm gonna miss her so much. She was great.
She brought so much to the whole dynamic of ThunderClan. I always loved any scene that she was in, and I'm disappointed that she died sort of this soon. You know, she's been around for a little while, but I would have liked to see her have like one more good arc.
Yeah, I agree.
It felt a little bit, it was really well written, but it feels a little bit early. I would have really liked to see more of her.
Yeah, I agree.
Between the fuzzball stuff, the reaction to Briarlight's death, and the scene that where he is talking to Alderheart about Velvet near the end of the book, the Jay appreciators feasting in this book.
I was eating very well.
The scene,
I love Jay Feather.
The scene with Jay Feather and Alderheart, where Jay Feather is trying so hard to basically say, like, please don't go, because he thinks that Alderheart is going to go and become a kitty pet with Velvet because they're getting really close. And he comes out and he, through gritted teeth, says nice things about Alderheart. And says genuinely, you are a really good medicine cat. It is so sweet. It's so sweet. And he gets so embarrassed when Alderheart is like, I wasn't planning. I wasn't going to go.
I wasn't going to leave.
I
was just in my feelings.
And Jay Feather's like, oh, shit.
Right.
But forget I fucking said anything. Stupid.
No.
Idiot.
And there's so many, like, there's just a lot of really good Jay Feather and Alderheart moments, too. Because there's a couple of moments where Alderheart's like, wow, that's like the nicest thing he's ever said to me, when it was like not anything nice at all.
I know.
And just their relationship kind of taking this big step was really, really nice.
Yeah. I really, really like their whole dynamic.
Me too.
Such a big fan. I feel like having Alderheart as an apprentice softens some particular edges of Jay Feather in like exactly the right way.
I agree.
I do just want to shout out my girl Twigpaw one more time, because if I were her, we were talking about this earlier, but if I were her and I was 3 apprenticeships deep, I would be killing and maiming at this point.
I simply would be giving myself my warrior name.
I cannot believe that this has gone on 3 times. I really can't. Like, I know we already talked about it. I gotta bring it up again. It's crazy that this has happened 3 times.
This is the oldest apprentice ever.
She might be the oldest apprentice known to man. Like, it's crazy.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Even that it's not just like a week and then she's done. It's like
full apprenticeship.
It just keeps going.
And she's like, surely they're not going to make me do the whole apprenticeship again.
Sure. Little did she know.
She's
got a fucking...
There better be some fucking justice for my girl. Because first she has to go through 3 apprenticeships, and then she fucking gets named Twig Branch. I'm sorry, I don't like the name.
I know.
It's not good.
I am not... A lot of people share this opinion.
I understand Bramblestar's reasoning. There's so many other names.
I know.
that he could have picked.
I know.
Especially because of the whole like thing with her in the fire and everything. Like Twig Flame would have been great.
Ooh, I like that.
It's right there.
So this is something that I have in the Erin Corner, but since we're talking about it directly, I'll bring it up now. This was a quote from Kate that I found, that she actually had pitched the name Twig Shade.
Ooh.
Which was rejected by the editorial team. I'm with Kate on this one.
Ooh.
She has had names rejected previously that I've been like, yeah, I get that. I think Twig Shade, it's not like the best, but it's also interesting to play with Violet Shine and Twig Shade.
Yeah.
I like the dynamics there. I'm not as cold on Twig Branch as a lot of people are. as in I don't hate it. I don't read it and get angry.
Yeah, I am overblowing my reaction.
But no, I get it. And I also understand the instinct to read it and get angry. But it's not good. It's not a good name. Like it's not the strongest work the team has ever put in on a name.
Yeah. And to find out that Twig Shade was the one that like got rejected for Twig Branch, that just makes me sad.
Yeah. Because
editors, what are you doing?
Twig Shade is so much better.
Like, yeah, it's not the best, but it's not
Twig Branch.
It's not Twig Branch.
It's not synonyms.
Yeah.
I do understand Bramblestar's read, but especially because Violet Shine is such a poetic name. It feels like it really, and honestly, a lot of the SkyClan cats have like really unusual prefix, suffix combinations. So I feel like this is Leafstar being extremely creative and Bramblestar having not a creative bone in his body.
Which, you know what? Probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Love him, but he's not the most creative fellow all the time.
Yep. Going back to Violet Shine and Tree briefly, actually, I have two things. One is Twigpaw reading her sister for filth. There's one moment where it's either that Violet
It's at the gathering.
It's at a gathering. Oh yeah, it's at the gathering. It's right after because Violet Shine is really proud of Tree being named the mediator and like is sitting next to him and looking up at him. And Twigpaw thinks to herself, "Oh, so it's like that, is it?"
She's like, I see.
And then I realized that this is the perfect moment to bring up something that I've been holding on to since Tree's Roots, which was a note that I took after I caught this in the prose that Clarissa Hutton wrote, which was the sun was shining pale violet is a line like on the last page of Tree's Roots. And I read that and I was like, oh, the sun was shining pale violet. Was it, Clarissa Hutton? Was it?
Jeez. All right. Laying it on a little thick there. That's actually really good. I like that.
It's been episodes and episodes that I've been like, they don't even know about the sun was shining a pale violet.
They don't even know. They don't even know. Oh, man. There was also a moment where when River Clan is on fire and the Hawkwing Shadow Clan, or not Hawkwing Shadow Clan, Sky Clan Shadow Clan group are headed there to help. Fucking Juniper Claw is like typical Thunder Clan, always sticking their whiskers in as if they are also there to help.
You're here. It's so funny.
And I noticed that your next note and my next note line up. So I would love to talk about that.
Yes. Rowan Claw versus Sleek Whisker and this whole confrontation. Tell me your thoughts.
I hated this whole scene. It was so cheesy. I'm sorry, the dialogue in this scene was so fucking cheesy. Let me read it out to you all. Okay. Not enough. Sleek Whisker's voice was savage. Now I'm going to have my revenge because I've taken the thing you love most. Tawnypelt. Then Rowan Claw says, you may have taken her, but you won't keep her. No, I won't keep her. I'm going to kill her, and you're going to watch. I'd like to see you try. Oh, I'll do more than try.
Here's the thing.
It's so over the top. And there's like, MacGyver's over here like, oh my god, Nettle would kill his own kits. I knew Darktail's rogues were evil, but this is worse than I imagined. And I'm like, guys, please.
And
it's a lot.
This is a great lesson in, I guess, show, don't tell in a lot of ways. Because is this really schematically that much different than the scene with Darktail and Needletail and Violet Paw in Shattered Sky? Essentially, the same concept is being presented to the reader. But there, so much of it is left unsaid except through actions by the other characters. And here, instead of even that she says out loud, the thing you love most, Tawnypelt, like, we know.
We know.
We know it's Tawnypelt. You don't have to say it. You could even have her like take one step closer to Tawnypelt after she says that or something, right? It doesn't have to be her saying it.
Yeah, it is such a cheesy, over-the-top villain scene, and it just really did not do it for me.
The thing that bothers me the most about it, I think, is also that, like, Sleek Whisker and Raven just run off.
Yeah.
At the end, like, nobody chases them. And I don't think they ever even come up again. But that's just like, also, then we have no closure really on the villain arc either. Mm-hmm. She's just out there, which is kind of how I felt about Soul as well. Except like with Soul, there was at least maybe, you know, I had some sort of desire to maybe see him again.
Right.
I don't care about Sleek Whisker. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I had an entirely different memory of this.
Oh,
which is
do tell.
Really funny. In my memory, what happened was Sleek Whisker kidnapped Rowan Claw and started drowning him in that little pool until all of his lives were gone.
Scout making up fucking fan fiction over here.
And I don't know why that's the memory I have. But I was going through this book and I was like, we're going to get to the scene where Rowan Claw gets drowned and all his lives go away. No, that's not anything. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why. But I had this whole vision in my head of like, oh, we're going to get another really interesting scene of a leader's lives getting sapped away in like a sinister way in this arc. I had this whole memory. No, none of that happened. No, what the hell? What happened in my brain? I mean, it would have been better because this isn't good. Also, while we're talking about it, why did StarClan rescind Rowan Star's lives, but didn't rescind Broken Star's lives back in the day?
Yeah, that was my other thing about this about Rowan Star's death is they're like, damn, StarClan took his lives back. And I'm like, oh, so you can do that. Mm-hmm. So you can do that? You can. And you just didn't.
You just haven't in the past?
You just didn't do it because
was like
you didn't feel like it?
With like the like ontologically evil guys?
Yeah.
You didn't take those away? You didn't think maybe we should not give them 9 lives anymore? Just thought maybe. But no, this extremely depressed man, you'll take his lives away.
Yeah, wow.
This man who's so depressed.
Man who has so little to live for.
Literally nothing left to live for. You'll take his lives away? Okay, StarClan.
Cool.
Sure.
StarClan, really cool of you. Yeah, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that Hawkwing and Violet Shine were able to come see Twigpaw's warrior ceremony. There's like a lot, I feel like, in this book and the next, and even in Tigerheart Shadow a little bit, that like is trying to push the boundaries of like, should cats stay in the clan where they were born? Mm-hmm. And do we have to have such like stark lines when we have like family in other clans? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'd be interested to see if that goes anywhere or if it's just the Erin's pushing at a thread that like never gets unraveled. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was nice that they came to her warrior ceremony.
It was really nice that they arranged that, and Finpaw was so excited too because Hawkwing was his foster dad, as we talked about last episode when he cucked Sandy Nose. Yeah, I agree with you, and I would love to see that pushed more, and it's really interesting to contrast that, which is such a nice moment of cats going across clan borders, with the treatment of Dovewing by her clanmates.
What the fuck?
After she comes back from the Tigerheart Shadow adventure. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Just miserable treatment of her.
The way Ivy Pool is like so happy to see her, and then when she finds out that like, oh, you're actually going back to you're going to Shadow Clan? Fuck you then.
I know.
And it's like, girl, 5 seconds ago you were crying tears of joy because you never thought you'd see your sister again.
Yeah, you were even excited to see, like, you see that she has Tigerheart's kits. What do you fucking think is going to happen?
Yeah.
He's the leader. He's Tiger Star now. He's the leader of Shadow Clan. Shadow Clan 2.
Ridiculous. Shadow Clan, the sequel.
Shadow Clan, he's the leader of the sequel to Shadow Clan.
The sequel to Tiger Star, the sequel to Shadow Clan.
God, I can't believe we're getting the sequel to Tiger Star. And he's good. I can't believe it. Never mind. It's then we don't need to talk about it again. Yeah, everybody was so rude to her. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And luckily, like, we're about to move into Tawnypelt's clan in a few minutes here. She seems to be pretty well accepted over there, with one glaring early omission. But it's so sad to see her come to visit her clan, and they just absolutely reject her for deciding to go be with her husband and children.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me.
Absolutely wild stuff. Some wild choices, I feel like, in these two books that we've read today.
Yeah, a lot of wild choices.
Do you have anything else for this book? I don't think I really have anything else for this book in particular. I do like that Velvet gave Alderheart, like,
Domestic
super time.
Yeah, super time.
Yeah, like, this is really strong because the humans the two legs grow it for their food and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, I guess it would be, a lot.
Yeah, I suppose a domesticated time plant would be different from a wild time plant. I really liked that. I always love, my obsession with the agriculture of warrior cats.
It cracked me up, though, that he took it all the way to the fucking moon pool.
Why did he take it to the moon pool? I guess because he had to, he couldn't get home in time before it was the...
Right, but it was so funny. I'm like, you gotta repot that, Alderheart. Oh, man, that was good.
I love it. I love that they even dug it up. They dug up the whole plant and everything. It's great. The human's gonna come out to get some for their spaghetti sauce, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Where did our entire thyme bush go?
Who stole our fucking thyme bush?
Who stole our herb garden? What the fuck?
Who is out here stealing herb gardens?
Who's stealing our plants?
Harold,
the cats are at it again.
Harold, the fucking cats stole our time.
Oh, man.
The only other thing I had really was I wanted to acknowledge I enjoy the moment of Bramblestar being concerned about ShadowClan being led by another Tiger Star, considering Tiger Star Prime was his father. I thought that was a nice little touch. And that it's not like him making a big deal about it. It's just sort of him being like, ooh, that makes me feel funny.
Is this an omen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not like a certain someone in the book we're about to talk about.
We've been talking about the bonus chapters when we discussed these books. These bonus chapters were nothing to me.
Honestly, I forgot to read them until like 5 minutes before the podcast. And then I read them and I was like, this is boring as hell. What does this teach me? It's nothing.
It was really boring.
It's just about Willowshine being sad that the clans, she can't go see the other medicine cats and her mom is sick with belly sickness and she wants to, like, save her mom, but Misty Star's not letting her go get herbs from anywhere, and then when she finally decides to, then River Clan catches fire.
Yeah, it's so funny that it's like building up to some arc of her going to find Misty Star and getting the plants, and then it's fire, and so she can't do that anymore. Fire time. So yeah, they weren't. So, they definitely weren't.
Nothing terribly special.
No. Tawnypelt's clan.
I have mixed feelings on this book. Mm-hmm. I think it does some things much better than other books have done in the series. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I am also just baffled at some of the characterization.
Yeah, I'm basically the same. I think that this is maybe the best clan tribe interaction that we've gotten.
Oh, absolutely. Because Tawnypelt even has a moment where she's like, should I stay with the tribe? Like, they seem to have a pretty good life here.
Yeah. For once, it's not clans better.
Yeah, which thank God.
Which was a relief. But then the first, 3 chapters, Tawnypelt is, I don't know, off the shits. What's going on with Tawnypelt?
Yeah, and there's some moments in this book where she says things that I'm like, do you guys remember her history? Mm-hmm. Do you remember her life story? Because it feels like you don't.
And this could be partially because this was a Clarissa Hutton novella. She doesn't, to be fair, have the literal history of writing Tawnypelt for all of this time. But she has a lot of text that she could have, revisited to get a better, a sort of better look at who she was as a character. It feels in a lot of ways similar to what I think was also in this novella collection, Redtail's Debt, which just had a bunch of characterization that didn't really go along with what we knew, what was pre-existing with the characters.
For sure. Specifically, I want to talk about the moment where she is trying to take Shadowkit to the tribe, and Tiger Star catches her. And he's like, look, I love my dad, but shit went really bad when he was leader, and I'm just trying to fix things. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you are just like the other Tiger Star. And I'm like... First of all, Tawnypelt, you named your son Tigerheart, like Tiger Kit. So, like, first of all, that's on you. Second of all, saying that you're trying to fix your father's mess and you don't want your mom stealing her grandchild from under your nose is not committing cat fascism.
It's not. It's really not. Vast overreaction from Tawnypelt there.
The biggest overreaction I think I've ever seen out of a cat in these books is her calling her son like the original Tiger Star. I'm like, whoa, maybe we slow it down a second.
It feels like the writing team like really wanted to get that in, and they were like, this is our chance. But it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't your chance.
It was not the right opportunity.
Just makes Tawnypelt look irrational.
Honestly, I think all of my notes are about Tawnypelt being irrational.
I feel like, to be fair, I feel like there's been several moments where she has been a character where her personality is whatever the plot needs her to be. I don't think she's ever had a particularly strong characterization across all of the, materials.
Right.
But even that doesn't mean that, that does not excuse that her characterization here really feels...
Yeah.
Reactionary.
Wild. Yeah, and it just feels inconsistent. Mm-hmm. There's a moment where she's talking with Stormfur, and she's talking to Stormfur about if he misses the clans, and he's like, no, this is where I belong. And she's like, they made you leave though. And he's like, I mean, I forgave them for that, and I was friends with the guy before he died, and this is basically home. And she's like, but you were born in River Clan. And it's the next line. As troubled as she'd felt in Shadow Clan lately, she couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Was it possible for a cat to just leave the place they'd always called home and be happy somewhere else? As if she didn't fucking do that when she was a kid.
Literally, she did that.
And then Stormfur's like, well, I was a half clan cat and I was never really accepted there. You're half clan too. Don't you ever feel that way? And she's like, no, I chose Shadow Clan. I knew it was my home. 2 sentences ago, you just said, could someone leave the place that they had always grown up and then go find somewhere else and call it home?
Oh, no. Oh no. Yeah.
So that was and that was a running theme in this book, was Tawnypelt being like, oh my gosh, could I ever leave Shadow Clan? How could anyone leave the clan that they were born in? And I'm like, you weren't fucking born in Shadow Clan.
Yeah, there was a lot.
You were an apprentice when you left. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she wasn't even a baby.
Yeah, that's pretty much my main takeaways from this book, was just being I really liked the not going with the clans are better plot line, and I really liked Shadowkit's interactions with the tribe cats, and the moment where they're all having a feast.
Yeah.
And Shadowkit is the first one to go up and ask one of the tribe cats if they can share food together. And there's just it's not a line attributed to anyone, so I kind of imagine it as that crowd murmur background character kind of thing of there's someone just says, so polite.
I know,
and I'm
love so polite.
Yes, he's such a polite little boy.
I love my haunted son with all my fucking heart.
So I really enjoyed that. I think that really Shadowkit and Tawnypelt and Dovewing's interactions, all 3 of them in varied states with each other, those really got me through this.
Yeah, I really...
But, Tawnypelt's inconsistency with her own history, really threw me out of it a lot.
It's a really up and down novella. There were a lot of... Tawnypelt shines oftentimes when she is speaking to other cats, and her internality is where we get a lot of really frustrating inconsistency and up and down.
Which makes me very interested to see because isn't she a POV character in the latest arc?
I think so.
So that makes me very interested to see what that'll be like.
Yeah, me too. Excited to get there. I really did like the growth of Tawnypelt and Dovewing's relationship through this novella.
Yeah.
Even though it started at
good.
The lowest point, because, oh my god, Tawnypelt was so rude to Dove Wing at the beginning of this.
So mean.
She was so fucking mean. Your worst mother-in-law.
Yeah.
But
and then they start like bonding and getting along, and it's really sweet.
They talk about motherhood a lot. They go on this.
Those moments were so good to me. Where
really
she's like,
nice.
You're always gonna think that you're not doing it right, but you know, you gotta remember eventually they're gonna have to grow up. And Dove Wing's like, oh God, I can't do this.
I can't.
It's so sweet. I love it a lot.
Yeah, those moments are really, really nice. Yeah, I agree. This might be, I think there were some moments in New Prophecy where I feel like we almost got to the moral of the story with the tribe isn't that the clans are better. But this is the first time that somebody has like actively been like, maybe the tribe is better. Which this was, I think, the best like interaction that the clans have had with the tribe, maybe in the whole series. And it was, what a relief it was. So I just wanted to highlight that again. Really good job there. I also really appreciated that Stoneteller never disbelieved Shadowkit or like thought that the vision wasn't real. A lot of the narrative tension in Tigerheart's Shadow around Spiresight and Shadowkit and their visions was based on cats not believing, that they were actually real visions or doubting that they really knew the cats really knew what they were talking about. And that got a little tiresome there. So it was really nice to have this moment of just like, oh yeah, he's 100% bought in on the child prophet. Let's go.
Yeah, I love that shit.
I really liked seeing Crag as Stoneteller here. I thought that was really surprisingly like one of the character highlights for the novella.
I agree.
And then my last note is about sort of Shadowkit and his whole condition. I want to caveat this by saying I'm not here to claim that Shadowkit having seizures tied to religious visions is like the most sensitive disability writing that the Erin team could do. I'm sure that there's, plenty to be criticized about that. But I do think that in spite of the issues, I find it to be really interesting. I find them doing interesting things with it. It's a big swing and one that I think continues to have a lot of like interesting juice and stuff that they dig into. And so like overall, I think I come out positive on it while understanding that, it's not the best to be like, oh, this disability is actually like a psychic power.
Right.
There's, a lot of fraught in a lot of ways. But the other thing I really like about this stuff is I love when the cats are confronted by new things that they don't understand. And so I did really also enjoy, like, separate from the mechanics of the seizures themselves, the act of, like, Leafpool coming to sort of consult on Shadowkit's condition, Puddleshine not really knowing what to do, everybody really being sort of scared and overwhelmed when they happen because it's something that they've never seen before. All of that stuff I think is really, really strong.
I agree. I think the reactions are very like born out of a place of like genuine concern.
Exactly. Yeah.
For Shadowkit being like, oh my God, like my son is hurting and I don't know how to help him.
And because it is like genuinely unsettling and scary to see a seizure happen. We had a beagle growing up who occasionally had seizures, and that's been, that's my personal experience with it. But it's unsettling. It is like you don't know what to do in that moment. It's very difficult to like stand there and watch it happen and be like, well, I don't know. And most of the time the answer is don't do anything, which is also really hard.
For sure. But yeah, I think overall, like some positives, some negatives. Yeah. I think it was a good, I think in comparison to other novellas that we've read, I feel like it actually had a point.
Yes, I was going to say that I feel like this is actually a load-bearing novella in a lot of ways. Like it feels as though this is stuff that is going to have consequences and knock-on effects that we see throughout the other books. And that's really fun because we don't usually see that. They're usually extremely self-contained.
I agree. Or things that are just like retelling things that we already knew.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I liked it. I think that I definitely also feel like my just deep, unadulterated love of Shadowkit as a character pulled me through this one. To where sometimes I wasn't even paying attention to anything else. I was just like, there's my little guy. I'm so happy he's here.
Yeah, he's my baby boy. I would do anything for him.
All right. Should I take us to the Erin Corner?
Go for it.
Just a couple things today. I found an interesting Tawnypelt fact from her trivia page on the wiki. She is the second cat to be appointed deputy twice by two different leaders, hers being Rowan Star and then Tiger Star Next Gen. The first cat that this happened to was Black Star, who was appointed deputy both by Broken Star and then later by Tiger Star Prime. I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
I also found out that according to Vicky, she originally meant her to be a pale brown or like tawny colored tabby, hence tawny in her name. Somewhere in the first series there was a mix-up and she ended up becoming a tortie, which I think is very funny.
Well, it happens.
It happens. I think she's more interesting as a tortoiseshell. We have a lot of tabbies in this series.
Fucking loaded up with them.
Which admittedly, cats in real life, a lot of tabbies. But still, this is fiction where we get to have a wider variety of cat colors.
Yes. Was it Rowan Claw who kept changing gender?
Yes.
Or is that Russet Fur?
No, it was Rowan Claw who kept changing gender.
Okay.
This is part of the reason that
this is T for T.
This is why T for T Tawny Claw is so big. Because Rowan Star is transgender. So if Rowan Star is transgender and has children with Tawnypelt, then Tawnypelt's also transgender.
Fuck yeah, love it.
It's good.
Perfect. Continue. My apologies for...
It's important. It's important to talk about.
They could have never imagined that Rowan Claw would become so important.
They actually specifically chose to make him deputy because they felt bad that they kept getting his gender wrong for so long. They were like, we misgendered him so much that we're gonna make him important.
Fuck, that's so funny.
It's really good. Kate has said on at least 2 occasions that Sleek Whisker is her least favorite cat via her blog.
Damn. Get wrecked.
Get her. And I was gonna briefly mentioned the Rippletail slate for thing in the last recording. Following up on that now. So in Tigerheart's shadow, Rippletail is one of the cats said to have been found by Spiresight and sort of reincorporated into ShadowClan by coming along with Tigerheart and Dovewing on their way back to the lake. In this book, Rippletail is described as having become a kitty pet and living in the two-leg place where Velvet and Fuzzball live. So it's supposed to be that Slate Fur is the one with Tigerheart and Dovewing coming back. And Rippletail was always supposed to be a kitty pet, but they got them mixed up when they were writing Tigerheart's shadow, which is funny because I guess they got it mixed up when they were writing River of Fire because River of Fire came out.
Fire came after, yeah.
But if you were a reader and you were confused by that, the Erins are aware of it. Just one of those things happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting enough that I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
That's what I got for the Erin Corner. What about sharing tongues?
Let's fucking go. Honestly, there was not much.
That feels appropriate for this stuff.
Yeah. Searching River of Fire on the Tumblr tags just got me a lot of Christianity. A lot of people diving into and analyzing Bible verses.
Wow. Interesting.
I mean, I think there's probably at least a couple Bible verses that use the term River of Fire, because especially Old Testament stuff. But yeah, so it was just a lot of Christianity in there, and I was like, oh my god. We do get a comment about when Bramblestar, having that discussion on whether or not they should take in other cats. He's like, should we be taking in every cat? Not every cat is right for ThunderClan after all. And then Cloudtail's the one who's like, look at what's been happening since the clan started taking every cat that happens to stroll into their camp. And Twigpaw's like, oh my god, is he talking about Darktail? Is he talking about me? And it's like, girl, no, that's him.
He's doing a little dig at him and himself.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Oh, this one. Reading Warrior Cats again. I love the fact that whenever Breezepelt says anything, every cat nearby tells him to shut up.
It's true.
It's true. And I love it.
Breezepelt and Barry Nose both fulfill this this brief.
Not a ton of stuff here, except a lot of people complaining about how much padding was in this book, and specifically complaining about Briarlight's death, which there's a lot of very fair criticism out there written by people with more eloquent things to say about disability representation than me.
Yeah.
And then there's some lovely little arts that I found of Jay Feather and Briarlight, and Jay Feather and Briarlight and Alderheart. There's this one where it's these like anthropomorphized cats, and Jay Feather is dressed like a kind of medieval nurse, and Briarlight is his assistant.
They're
she's
so
in a wheelchair
cute.
with like these beautiful little flowers on the wheels. It was really, really lovely.
Yeah, I love that art.
And then we've got one, Jay and his annoying ass roomies. And it's just the grumpiest Jay Feather. And then Briarlight and Alderheart like leaning up against him, and they've got like little hearts next to their
It's really
faces.
cute.
And then one more, which is a little comic of Jay Feather trying to sleep, and Alderheart and Briarlight are just like yapping. Jay Feather says, "Don't you guys have a quiet mode?" And Alderheart is like looking all ashamed, while Briarlight's like, "Nope."
I love them.
I just thought those were some nice little things to see. But a lot of folks talking about like just how much they enjoyed the relationship between Jay and Briar.
Mm-hmm.
AO3 didn't have much. 14 works for River of Fire. One of them was an AU where Dovewing didn't have her prophetic dream about the nursery caving in and killing her kids. And therefore did not leave ThunderClan. A lot of like minor character explorations. Like there's some Rowan Claw, there was some Sleek Whisker, there was some Rippletail, like a lot of minor character like explorations there too. Only 3 for Tawnypelt's clan, and it was mostly missing scenes kind of work. And then I just wanted to highlight a couple of character numbers for this. Briarlight has 139 fics that are tagged with her as being a prominent character.
She's great. She's a really popular one.
Briarlight, you are so loved.
You are so loved, Briarlight. You deserve to be here for longer.
There are 5 fics for Fuzzball.
Yes. Yes.
And 13 for Velvet. I think one of the Fuzzball fics was Jay Feather X Fuzzball, and I was like, hell yeah. You go. I didn't have a ton to pull from Storygraph that was like funny to mention. A lot of it was like very, again, well done criticisms of the disability representation, of the way that the book was structured, which you mentioned with, creating your summary, just the way it jumps around a lot. But overall, it got a 3.87 out of 456 reviews, which is a lot. One of the comments that I found was, "I love when a dramatic forest fire brings the clans together." And then another one was, this was the only thing they said in their review, "Twig branch." I did not find any reviews of note for Tawnypelt's clan, but it got 3.88 stars out of 49 reviews. So pretty equal footing for both of these.
Yeah.
And then you pointed out some Briarlight videos. I didn't find much on YouTube for these 2 books specifically regarding like Tawnypelt or River of Fire, but you've got some Briarlight Recs.
Yeah. One is the PMV called Can't Help Falling in Love, which is, despite the name of the song, it's more just about like their friendship and his sort of reaction after her death and stuff. And it makes me almost cry every time I watch it. It is so gentle and sweet. Another one is a like a storyboarded sequence over a clip from a show that I'm not familiar with, but some dialogue that is portrayed here between Leafpool and Jay Feather about him grieving, and that gives me right in the heart. There's another one that got me that's got fucking audio from The Office, and it made me sad. So, the Warrior Cats people are out here making emotions happen.
It's true.
But yeah, I highly recommend all of these. The 2 sort of storyboarded sequences are also just like a few seconds long and make me hurt. So there we go.
We love to hurt. Well, I love to hurt.
I love to hurt sometimes, not as much as you.
Yeah, Scout's very particular about the hurt. I am simply an angst fiend. Do you want to go ahead and take us to the Warrior Cat of the Week?
Yeah. I got my 2 Warrior Cats for each of these pieces. For River of Fire,
oh fucking God.
I had to go for my guy Fuzzball, and I'm seeing what Jill has shown me now. And for Tawnypelt's clan, I had to go for Shadowkit. Jill, what are your picks?
Funny enough, Scout, I also picked Fuzzball and Shadowkit.
Let's go!
Just because in both of those books, I just felt that their scenes were top-notch. Great character moments, great story moments, just really enjoyable scenes to read. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I gotta pick these guys.
Yeah. Fuzzball truly lit up every room he was in this book.
Yeah, he was so good.
It was unbelievable. I was so happy to have him here.
I really hope that he gets to see Jay Feather again.
Oh my God, I hope he gets to see Jay Feather again. And Shadowkit, of course, is my baby boy, my rotten soldier.
My sweet little boy.
My big cheese. He really drove, like, despite it being called Tawnypelt's Clan, he drove that novella in a lot of ways and just had some really exceptional scenes. So great. Love this for us. It's not often that we 100% line up. This is very fun.
I know.
They're just our
especially with a twofer.
Yeah, with a twofer too. I love this.
I love these little guys.
I love them.
Man, I can't wait for more Shadowkit. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. All right.
He's just a little guy. You want to take us out?
Yeah, I'm going to take us out before I get too excited about Shadowkit and his future. If you have thoughts, opinions, questions, or memes to share with us, you can write to us at pawsandclawspod@gmail.com. That's paws as in what a cat has, claws as in the part of speech, pod as in podcast. We are on Blue Sky at Paws and Claws and on Tumblr at Paws Clause Pod. Listeners who are 18 years and older can come join us on Discord, which will be linked in the show notes. We are brought to you by the TWG Podcast Network, which you can find at theworstgarbage.online, and you can find me on Tumblr or Blue Sky at Humble Goat, and see the art that I do, including our podcast cover art, at scoutwilkinson.myportfolio.com.
And you can find me on Blue Sky at plot-twists, or on Tumblr at antique-romantic. Our next episode will be out in 2 weeks, where we will discuss the final book of A Vision of Shadows, The Raging Storm. Read along by buying the book from a local bookstore or checking out a copy from your local library. Until then, dear listeners, may StarClan guide your paws.
TWG, the worst garbage, online.